me if you notice, well, first of all, check over those and see, is there any that need to be adjusted? Maybe we need to move some to a different category. Which one? 2/6. What does that equal if we were to?
1/3.
That's an equivalent fraction to 1/3, right? So, does that belong there?
No. No, it doesn't, because it's only 1/3.
But it is less than the
You can only put 1/4 to 1/2.
Isaiah, please explain. Isaiah, explain why you don't think 2/6 should be in this category. And we can say, we'll say that it's equivalent to 1/3. Is that okay? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Isaiah, okay, so does it belong in the category that's between 1/4 and 1/2?
Well, to me, no, because, over there, all I see is 1/4 and 1/2, so.
So you think if it doesn't equal 1/4 or it doesn't equal 1/2, that it can't be in that category? Is that what you're understanding? Well, what about if we thought of a number line here? It's kind of a weird number line because this is all 1/2. No, I'm sorry, 1/4. So this is a big 1/4 that looks like this, okay? So you have to picture that. But everything from 0 to 1/4 would go right here. And everything from 1/4 to 1/2 would go in that category. Do you still think 1/3 would go in a different category?
No.
Why did you change your mind, Isaiah?
I'm just guessing.
Can someone help Isaiah determine one way or the other? Brittany?
Well, for what she wrote, he said it has to be at least less than 1/4 and less than half.
Yes.
So
Greater than
it's
1/4. Is that what you said?
Less.
It has to be bigger than 1/4 and less than 1/2.
Hey, but 2/6 is less than a half because it was supposed to be like 3/6.
3/6 would be a half, right? So 2/6.
Less than.
Good. So you're saying because it's less than 3/6, it definitely belongs somewhere on this chart. Is that what you're saying? Can anybody determine whether 2/6, which is equivalent to 1/3, should be in that category or a different category? Do we all agree it's not 1/4?
Yeah.
Are we all good with that? Okay. So can someone else explain where 2/6 would be? Nathaniel? Why do you think it should be over here? You think it's less than 1/4? What makes you determine it's less than 1/4? Or Zark, do you have something that?
No, I'm just discussing earlier. I think 1/3 isn't 1/3 greater than 1/4
Why do you think 1/3 is greater than 1/4?
because the denominator has less numbers than what the other one does.
Okay, we noticed a pattern earlier on that the larger the denominator, the smaller the number when there's a 1 in the numerator. So I think what you're trying to say is because this is 1/4, then 1/3 would fit somewhere here, and 1/2 would fit. Does that make sense according to the pattern that we learned about now? Yes. Another way is to go to the decimal equivalent, and what is the decimal equivalent of 1/4? 0.25. Someone else tell me what is the decimal equivalent of 1/3? That's a toughie one because it doesn't end. Dora? 0.3 repeated, so 0.3 is up here, 0.25 is this big chunk here, it's all one place on my number line. Are there any others? So 1/3, which is equivalent to 2/6, does belong down there, okay? Are there any others that need to be changed or moved around? So what helped you determine what was in this category? Who can tell me the pattern that you see here, or how you can determine what other numbers fall in this category? Brittany? They're all equal. What do you mean by they're all equal to 1/4? can we tell that things belong in this chart down here, in this part of the chart? How can you tell? Is there some, can you give me an observation, is there something you notice about the numerators or the denominators? Lanaya, you started to say something, what did you say? The denominator's bigger than the numerator? Is it a lot bigger or just a little bit bigger? 1/10? Is there a big difference between the numerator and the denominator, or a small difference? Big difference, that's right. So these have a big difference. Is there anything you can tell about these? Jared, is there some pattern that you can see here? How can you tell they're less than 1/2? What gives you that clue?
Because all the numerator is less than half of the number.
Great, so did you remember from the other day that we did this? Oh, thank you, Jared. All of the numerators are a number less than 1/2. But what keeps them out of these categories then? Dave?
They're greater than 1/4.
Okay, so this has to be 1/4 of the denominator. Do you see that pattern? This has to be only 1/4. So for example, would 2/8 fit in here?
Yes. No, going to 1/4.
2/8 would go to 1/4, that's right, because it's exactly a fourth. Okay, good. So you found some patterns. You're looking for patterns. Today we're going to look at multiplication patterns, like we have them, but we're going to apply the area model. So let me get my number line, or my example here. Don't open your book yet, we're almost there. I need your help on 3 problems, and then I'm going to set you to work here. Can you help me find 2/3? I want you to plot 2/3 on a number line. Someone come up here, who's going to come up here and help me plot 2/3 on a number line? Oh good, Isaiah, thank you. And then I'm going to need another helper, so you guys can be thinking about it. Plot 2/3 on my number line.
Is this 0 and this one? Oh, okay.
You're on your own, I have no help for you.
Okay, I'm gonna put 0, and I'm just
So
gonna,
far?
I'm gonna put a 1, no, yeah, I'm gonna put a 1. Because I know that 2/3 could be in the middle of 0 and 1. Well, I know that 1/3 is in the middle of 0 and 1, so if it's 2/3, it'll be somewhere around there. So, and I know that the middle of 0 and 1 is 1/2. And I know that 1/3 is less than 1/2, so it'll be around here, so I'm gonna say right here is 1/3, so 2/3 will be right next to it. I'm just
Let me ask you this, okay? Thank you for starting the discussion. Is 2/3 smaller or bigger than 1/2?
Bigger.
Bigger than 1/2? Do you want to change anything, Isaiah? Would you like to change something? It looks like you discovered that when we got to your seat.
the 1/3 can stay there, right?
How many think 1/3 is in the right spot? If it needs some adjusting, I'm gonna ask you to come up and adjust it. But go ahead and put 2/3 where you think it should be, and then we'll adjust, because we're working on this together. You can adjust, make some adjustments. Go ahead, go right up there, make some adjustments. Oh, McKenna wants to say something, she doesn't want to go to the board. Let's see what she has to say, hear what she has to say. 3/3, does anybody have an answer to her
Yes.
question?
Yes.
3/3 makes a whole. So can you fix it for me, McKenna? Would you mind doing that? Or change it a little bit, and we'll see if Isaiah agrees. Isaiah, you have them in the right general area. You have them them in order. So, let's see what happens.
Like, change, go ahead, just.
You have to agree with the cat, she's up there working on it. Maybe she's got the pen. All right, I need all of your help, thumbs up or try some more.
So, we'll make them 1, 2, 3, since you know there's 2 of them.
Do you hear what they're saying? Can you hear what they're saying? They're saying, Azar is saying what?
3 over 3, just said this equals 3 over 3,
And
right?
that's what McKenna pointed out.
So where would 2/3, this, no 1/3.
What do you think, McKenna? Is that a good location?
It's a little,
It's a little off, but it's still.
It's just a little off?
it's perfect.
Do you think they have the general direction, general area? Isaiah, thank you for starting that, thank you guys for finishing that. But my big question, that was only half the question. My new question for now is, what is half of 2/3? It's half of 2/3, and how could you find it on here? Why don't you, in your table group, discuss, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to discuss what you would come up here and do, that way you'll be prepared and ready to go. 30 seconds. What do you think?
Yeah, but
Have a plus one,
But yeah.
so what?
2 times 3 is 4.
2/4 is half.
Talk about that.
3 divided by
Does that make sense?
This is right. 1 equals 1. Got it, no.
You got it? Yes.
It equals 1/3. I just multiplied it equals 1/3.
Could you cross out?
Yes, that's what I did. It's right here.
Unless you want to do 2 over 1.
I want half of the 2/3 lines and the 3/2 spaces. So tell me again. Think about it for a minute. Think about it for a minute.
We get the cost of the table. I think we should say either way.
It has to be different.
We could do over 6. So we can go from 1 to 6. We can do it over 6, right? Over 6. And then how does 3 get to 6? You multiply by 2.
Yes.
Well, I'll just do it. Last time was in for nothing.
Can you do it with the pictures?
Me like with the logs?
What if you, can you do this?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
It's all this.
Oh,
6. 6.
Oh, yeah, you're in the cross.
2 over 6. That's 1 over 1/3.
So I have a question. Last year,
That's what I was going to do.
last year, we talked about, especially when you do over percentages, you know, we initially find half of
Which is what I was gonna do.
Let's do this, what's half here? Your age. How'd you get that?
6.5.
You divide by 2, you divide by half? So what, I divide by half? You divide by 2. What's your age?
It's still 7 anyway.
Your age.
It was there. I saw it on the
Alright, this table over here, either on that back table, this of you, can you come show us what you got for this and why?
Let me go do it.
And these two ladies here, Adora, these two ladies right here.
Do it more stuff.
Thank you, the two of you.
You said
Akaya and Leslie, please. Thank you, and thank you to Adora later, I'll ask you for your notes, thank you.
But you could cut it smaller though.
All right, please direct your attention to the board. Arzar. Tell us about it, ladies. Tell us how you figured it out. So they both, can you tell me how you figured it out? Did you base that on from yesterday's patterning? Is that what happened? Okay, thank you for sharing. Does anybody have a different way they did it? Nathaniel? Nathaniel? Please listen to him.
Do all the. No. Do all the.
2.6 is not bad.
What makes your method different from their method?
it's the same thing.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. Students, can you stop for a moment? Thank you. I'm gonna ask that you raise your hand because I can't hear everyone talking right now. I know you were talking in your groups. Arzark, I'm gonna ask one more time. You have to raise your hand so I can hear you because you're talking in your groups to each other and you're not respecting the person that's describing it. And my question for you and your team is how is your multiplication different? But you're answering unless one of them wants to raise their hand. So Nathaniel? How is your method different from Leslie and Akaya's method? There are differences. I just want to know if you have noticed. So you didn't look for a pattern necessarily, you just did the straight out multiplication. Did anybody have a different way? Jared, do you have a different way?
No, we did the same.
You did the same way?
Yeah, we did the same as
Can I share how I did it? You ready?
Yeah.
It's kind of different. Half of this much is this much. Right?
Yeah, we said half.
They're all good ways, they're all excellent ways. I have another question for you. By the way, this was a little off, this should be up a little so that if anybody's confused, it is a little bit to the left. But let's look at this. Plot 3/4. You can do this at your table. plot 3/4. Plot 3/4, and then find, or I want to know what is 1/3 of 3/4. Use the eraser, I think the eraser, let me get you the eraser first.
Two-thirds convenience. Two-thirds. I know. What do you have? Just
What's the red one?
1/3.
Oh,
give me a mark.
One-third will be right here.
now what is
Remember this.
1/3 will be right here.
One-third will be there. The smaller than that, stay there.
What will 1/3 be?
she's still going?
Right the first time.
1/3 of 3/4 wait.
Cut it in thirds.
Where is 1/3 of 3/4?
Get the markers.
Just cut it in thirds.
I want 1/3 of 3/4. What is 1/3 of 3/4?
Right here.
Because I can't sit down.
Thirds.
Think about it, think about it. Yeah, so you've got 3/4. And how would that be, how could you divide that?
Got it.
You see how,
1/4.
How are you going to get it out of? What is 1/3 and 3/4?
1/4.
No, chill, bro, chill.
From here
Isaiah?
to here,
Daniel, what you have?
break it down.
Oh,
That one's fake.
if we were doing it thirds over there.
That's a, that's just a tick.
It's 1/4.
Okay, what are we working on here?
Why are you doing that?
It's 1/4.
Can you see it on the timeline as well?
Watch it. Then you're gonna take
Now, if you agree with your there's 1/4 located. Alright, so,
The good thing about
wait,
that
how
one
far is it from 0 to 3?
is that
And we need how many spaces? It's 1/3. Where is 1/3?
Why are you writing? Why are you writing on this thing?
Really, Isaiah? Give it back.
These spaces are and so which one is one of those?
I mean, we should be working together.
Can you please explain it to me? All right, I think we're all at a point where we can talk about this again. This table is gonna explain on the board how they arrived at the answer of, well, first of all, we need a plot. So bring up your marker, please, and draw where 3/4 is, plot of 3/4.
Yes, we will.
Well, you need to plot 3/4, so what would that involve? Okay, just a moment, Gabriel, I'd like everybody to stop what they're doing and listen to what they have to say, because the next step is that if you have something different, you're going to share, so I need to know what that is. You need to know what they're saying. Go ahead and explain, please.
Well, okay, so since it's, we have to take 1/3 to be marked on four spots on here.
Nathaniel?
Okay, so we have 4 spots that would make up 4. So then we took 3/4 and put on 1/3 and we'll did the division for fractions.
Thank you for sharing that much. Let's see what everybody thinks, shall we? Does someone have something they want to add to what's been said already? Arzar?
I don't know the way he did it. I know I have a different way I did it.
Can someone add, you just are missing a few key components that would make that, help that make more sense.
Ooh.
So,
I got it.
Brittany?
Oh, you moved my straight across.
Yeah, he goes to, you can't divide by, you can't divide by 3, can't divide by 6. Yeah.
Anything else we need to add to that? She has a number line with 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and where is the 4/4? You're saying 4/4 is the same as 1? Okay. And Arzara? Dave, do you want to add something, or you?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. You guys can look at it.
Oh, yeah.
And then it says, where's 1/3, 3/4 right here. So I put 1/4 because it's 1, 2. I know it's 1/4.
So here's again, Ozark, I don't think you need 1/3 and 2/3. Can you erase those 1/3 and 2/3? Well, while we are talking about thirds, we are not looking at where 1/3 is on a number line. We're talking about a section of 3/4. 1/3 section out of the 3/4 that are there. So how many jumps are there from 0 to 3/4, Ozark? How many jumps? If we were doing the jumps like you did before?
3/4 is 0.
From 0 to 3/4, how many jumps? Can you show them?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so where is 1 jump out of 3 jumps located?
1/4.
1/4. Is that what you meant to say?
I don't even know.
Do you see how, it's okay, I'm really excited that you get up here and you try your best. That's what I'm asking for, and then you help each other. Or sorry, you're helping each other learn, and that's excellent. All right, I would like you to open your book to page 14 and do number 3 in your groups. Now that we've done several of these, I want you to work on number 3 for a moment, and then we're going to talk. I'm going to give you about 90 seconds, so you don't have very long.
Making the file for next help.
I'm expecting discussion, I should hear people talking.
Page 14, okay, now let's talk. What the hell, 2 thirds?
We're doing number 3. Number 3, we did one.
We're not ready to jump to
Thought we're 1/3, is what you did.
Did we plot one side to it?
You're looking at half of where 1/3 is. Of a third space.
Yeah. If we're right here, it's between 0. Do we multiply the denominator to the 1?
Okay. That's
Yeah, you pick that one as mine.
That's 2/3. It's right here, between the 0 and the 3. You really didn't need to put it on the table. We were crazy. It's oriented, it's a drop-off thing, and then push it on. No, you still have that. You still have that. It's really bad. You still have Wait, should we run the offense to cleaning up? You got only been number 3.
Oh, four is B.
Just a man.
One third of six, 5 is 2 seconds. Yeah. It's multiplying by just like dividing by
Fours. Five fours is B.
You're right, you do. But how do you know that it's 1/6?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 2 of them in these ones.
Well, one of them is double, it's
There are 6 little pieces.
No, 5 is F.
Five is that. Yup, it is. I don't even know this.
Don't you need to do that? You know it's at 1/6. Yeah. All right, we have one more activity before we need to go. Can I have your attention, you all? Thank you. You all did a good job and you got 1/6. This group is preparing, has just prepared for 2 or 3 minutes to do the thinking out loud on page 14. That's the last thing we're going to do today, before I give you a homework assignment. This group right here is Michael, Lenny, and Jay, just so you know. There's no Lena. There's only Lenny. So please give your undivided eyes on the board, please, attention. Isaiah, thank you for your attention. Okay, please follow along as well. But watch what they're doing on the board. Michael, Lenny, and Jay are discussing ways to think about the multiplication of 1/3 times 6/7. Take it away.
Each of these marks is 7. One third of 6/7 would be 2/7. And multiplying by 1/3 is just like dividing by 3. So 1/3 multiplied by 6/7 is 2/7.
I think that 1/3 times 6/7 is 6/351. I can show you with an area model. Here's a 1 by 1 square. I'll make the thirds around the bottom and the center around the center.
Since you cut the square into thirds, there are 21 pieces. So the area of that rectangle must be 6/21.
Oh, I just realized that 6/21 is equivalent to 2/7, so we got the same answer. I wonder if there's a way to show that the answer is 2/7 of the area model.
By stacking those 6 little rectangles differently, I can show that the same area are equal to 2/7.
While he's drawing that, what is it showing here? What are we looking at? What are some observations that you've made while we've been reading this example? Jayla, what's an observation that you've made about this example? What's something you can say about this example so far? Say that again? It helps. It helps show fractions? Yes, it does. That's right. Anybody have any other observations while he's finishing that up? So let me see if I have this straight. You listen and tell me if I'm saying the correct item. Someone, I don't know if it was Lenny or who it was, marked 6 out of 7. Right? And then the question was to find 1/3 of 6 out of 7. And so then, you were Lenny or not? Yeah. So then you marked 6, oh, I'm sorry, you marked 1/3, and you marked 6/7 out of 1, because these are this is a whole, and that's 1/3, kind of like you just did with the number line, correct? And then you marked 6 out of 7, kind of like you did with the number line again, and you marked where they overlap. 1/3 and 6/7. And then you go, that means out of the 21, how many were shaded? 6 out of the 21. But then Michael said, but I just want to know what it reduces to. And if you do this part, the 2/7, you can see that it's 1, 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when you simplify 6 out of 21, you get 2 out of 7. It's something you already have been doing with fractions, but this is a representation that helps you more deeply understand the fractions. I'm going to have you practice a little bit at home tonight, so your problems are these. Page 16, numbers 17 to 21, page 7, page 18, letter A. I'm sorry, page 19, letter A. Letter A only. Please write that in your agenda, and as soon as you finish, clean up your